Hi, welcome to EPG Pathshala Spanish. We are in the paper of intermediate grammar. I'm Rajiv Saxena and I teach Spanish in the Center of Spanish, Portuguese, Italian, and Latin American Studies of the Jawaharlal Nehru University, New Delhi. This is the module which is called the Repaso, the Practical Spanish 1. The objective of this module, as I have said it in Spanish, is repaso, is to revise. Because in the previous modules we have covered topics like personal pronouns, gustar, and other verbs, the imperative mood, the simple future tense, and the preterite tense. So in this module, we will ensure that we revise all these verbs once more to refresh your minds and also to ensure that you get enough practice in the oral part. For the written part, we have the modules in e-text which you must keep with you all the time and keep on remembering and revising it as many times as possible. So, in this chapter, we will be dealing with the various aspects of the usage of these topics in the written and spoken form of the Spanish language. We will be taking into consideration various short stories and examples to get a better understanding and grounding in these topics, followed by a set of exercises which are included in the self-assessment section of these modules, including the above mentioned topics. So, we are going to be revising some important aspects of all the things that we have done previously in the previous modules in detail, and so that you may practice and learn these aspects. When we are talking about the pronouns, the yo becomes me, the nosotros has nos, the tú has te, and the vosotros has os. The el and usted, as we had mentioned in the IOP DOP section, or the indirect object pronoun or direct object pronoun, it becomes el usted has lo for masculine, and ellos and ustedes. And for los, for them, you masculine, ella and usted. La becomes her or it feminine, you formal feminine, ellas and ustedes. Las is them and you feminine, ellas and ustedes. So, Radha prepares dessert. We have already talked about this previously. Radha is the subject of the sentence, the person in charge of the verb who prepares. Radha prepares the dessert. This is the verb, and it is a transitive verb as it transfers action to an object and so requires an object. And in this case, the object is dessert. Radha prepares dessert. This is the direct object as it receives the action of the verb. The dessert is what Radha prepares. So, let us see how the combination of the IOP, the indirect object pronoun, and the direct object pronoun or the DOP functions. As we had mentioned, as a rule, when le and lo come, it becomes se lo. When les and lo come, it becomes se lo. When le and la comes, it becomes se la. When les and la come together, it becomes se la. When le and los come together, it becomes se los. When les and los come together, it becomes se los. When le and las come together, it becomes se las. And when les and las come together, it becomes se las. This is the rule that le, lo cannot exist, les, lo cannot exist, les, la cannot exist, les, la cannot exist. It always has to be se lo, se la, se los, or se las. We also have done gustar and other verbs. So let us revise their uses also in this section of repaso. A mí, or I, me gusta, I like el cine. I like cinema. A mí me gusta el cine. A ti te gustan los ordenadores. You like the computers. These are the verbs gustar. A ella, él, usted, le gusta el mar. A ella, él, usted, le gusta el mar. You, he, she likes the sea. A nosotros, nosotros, nos gustan las motos. We like the motorcycles. So we can see the gusta in el mar becomes le gusta el mar, and in case of las motos it becomes nos gustan las motos, because el mar is the one according to which gustar gets conjugated, and las motos is the one according to which the gustar gets conjugated. A vosotros, vosotras, os gusta el radio. The same rule is applying here also, that as per radio, which is singular, gustar gets conjugated. A ellos, ellas, ustedes les gustan motocicletas. So motocicletas is plural. That is why gustar becomes plural, gustan. So let us do a quick revision of the verbs which are similar to gustar and which we have dealt with previously in the section where we are talking about the verb gustar and the module which is dealing with these verbs. I have already mentioned them, and they are apasionar, to love passionately, encantar, to love something, enloquecer, to be driven mad, all these which are done as per the gustar rules. To be excited about something, entusiasmar, to dislike, to hate, disgustar, faltar, to be missing something, not to have something. All these verbs are similarly conjugated as the gustar verb. Fascinar is another verb which is like that, to be fascinated. Hace falta, to be in the need of, to need something. Importar, to care about something, to mind. Interesar, to be interested in something. Quedar, to have something left. Quedar. Molestar, to be bothered by. I repeat, fascinar, to be fascinated. Hacer falta, to be in need of, to need something. Importar, to care about something, to mind. Interesar, to be interested in something. Quedar, to have something left. Molestar, to be bothered by. Parecer, to seem, to appear to. Sobrar, to have more than enough of something. Tocar, to be someone's turn. Doler, to hurt. Convenir, to suit someone. Be good for someone. Let us see how infinitives are changed into imperatives. We have dealt with imperatives in one of the previous modules, which is dealing only with imperatives. Imperatives are commands which you give. Commands are usually used for tú or the third person plural forms, vosotros, vosotras. Imperatives are conjugated as dar, to give, so it becomes doi is the normal conjugation, de or then. Estar, the normal conjugation is estoy, it becomes este or esten. So with this we can see how these infinitives are being changed into imperative by using the imperative sense. Ir, to go, is conjugated in the present as voi, and in the imperative it becomes vaya or vayan. Like I said, the Spanish saying vaya con Dios is let you be going with the gods. Saber, to know. Say is the normal conjugation in the present tense. Sepa or sepan, which is the command. Ser, to be. The normal present tense conjugation is soy, and in the mandato or in the imperativo, the imperative, it becomes sea or sean. So the infinitive usted command and negative vosotros command use, for example, ir, to go, vaya or no vayáis. Saber, to know, becomes sepa or no sepáis. Ser, to be, becomes sea or no seáis. Let us go through the future tense. We have dealt with the future tense in one of the previous modules. Let us look at all these verbs once again and revise them quickly. Cantar, to sing, is conjugated as cantare, cantarás, cantará, cantaramos, cantaráis, cantarán. Volver, to come back, is conjugated as volveré, volverás, volverá, volveréis, volverán, and volverán. Pedir is to ask. Pediré, pedirás, pedirá, and it can become pediremos, pediréis, and pedirán. So, by this, we know how the conjugation of these verbs is being done in the future. Verbs which are similar like saber in the future tense are poder, to be able to, podré, I will be, I shall be able to, caber, to fit, cabré, I will, I shall fit into the suit, etc. Aber, there is, abra, there will be, querer, to want, querré, I will, I shall want. So, these are the verbs which are like saber and they are conjugated like saber. Podré, cabré, querré. I will be, I shall be able to. Cabré, I will be, I shall be able to fit. Abre, there will be plural. Querré, I will, I shall want. Componer. Again, this is a compound verb which says to fix. Compondré, this is how it is conjugated in the future. Deshacer, to undo. Desharé is the future. Detener, like tener, to detain, becomes detendré. Disponer, to dispose, like poner, becomes dispondré. Exponer, like poner, to expose, becomes expondré. Imponer, to impose, becomes impondré. I repeat, in all these verbs, which are compound verbs formed of two parts, becomes componer, poner, compondré. Deshacer, like hacer, desharé. Detener, like tener, detener. Disponer, like poner, dispondré. Exponer, to expose, like poner, becomes expondré. Imponer, to impose, becomes impondré. Other forms of this compound verbs are mantener, maintain, like tener, mantendré. Obtener, again, like tener, to obtain, obtendré. Oponerse, to oppose, like poner, becomes me opondré. Proponer, again like poner, to propose, it is propondré. Rehacer, to do again, reharé, because it is like hacer. Reponer, to replace, again it is like poner, so it is repondré. Retener, again it is like tener, so it becomes conjugated like tener. Retendré, to retain. I repeat again. Mantener, to maintain, mantendré. Obtain, to obtener, to obtain, obtendré. Oponer, say, to oppose, me opondré. Proponer, to propose, propondré. Rehacer, to do again, reharé. Reponer, to replace, repondré. Retener, to retain, retendré. Now, let us go through preterite tense again to learn it perfectly. We've already dealt with preterite before in great detail. Take out a printout of the e-text over there and let us quickly go over the verbs pensar, beber and vivir. In the yo form, pensar becomes pensé, beber becomes bebí, vivir becomes viví. In the tu form, pensaste, bebiste, bebiste. Again, in the él, ella and usted forms, it becomes pensó, bebió, vivió. In the nosotros, nosotras form, it becomes pensamos, bebimos, vivimos. And in the vosotros, vosotras formed, it becomes pensasteis, bebisteis, vivisteis, ellos, ellas, ustedes, it becomes pensaron, bebieron, and vivieron. The best is to take out a printout of these tables and keep repeating them time to time or talking about it with your friends and practicing it to get it perfect. Some useful expressions which always take time and specify that time and are used with preterit is a esa hora, at that time, anoche, last night, ante anoche, the night before last, ante ayer, the day before yesterday, ayer al mediodía, yesterday at midday. So these marcadores de tiempo or these time expressions are a esa hora, anoche, ante anoche, ante ayer, ayer al mediodía. Or other examples of these marcadores de tiempo or time markers are ayer por la mañana, ayer por la noche, ayer por la tarde, el año pasado, el lunes, martes, miércoles pasado, el mes pasado. All these use the preterit because you're talking about a fixed specific time in the past. Ayer por la mañana, ayer por la noche, ayer por la tarde, el año pasado, el lunes pasado or el mes pasado. Other marcadores de tiempo or time markers are en ese momento, at that moment, hace 10 años. 10 years ago, it can be 15, 20, 15, 20. Hace 10 años, hace 15 años, hace 20 años. Hoy por la mañana, this morning. La semana pasada, last week. Cumplir años, to turn into a specific age. Dar cuenta de, darse cuenta de, to realize. Decidir, to decide. Descubrir, to discover. Graduarse, to graduate. Morir, to die. Why? Because all these verbs happen at a fixed point of time. The action starts and it ends at a fixed point of time. Darse cuenta de, to realize. Decidir, to decide. Descubrir, to discover. Graduarse, to graduate. And morir, to die. The verbs that end in car change the C to ku. Explicar becomes explique. Verbs that end in gar change to g or gu. Llegar becomes llegué. Verbs that end in zar change the z to c. Almorzar, almorcé. This we have already mentioned in the part that we were dealing with the preterit tense in a previous module. So, when we talk about other verbs like leer, in yo it becomes leir. Oír, to hear, becomes oí. Construir, to build, becomes construí. In the tu form, leer becomes leíste. Oír becomes oíste. Construir becomes construiste. And él, ella, usted, it becomes leyó, oyó, construyó. Or in nosotros, nosotras, it becomes leímos, oímos, or construimos. The other conjugations are in vosotros or vosotras, leísteis, oísteis, construisteis. In ellos, ellas, and ustedes, the conjugation is leyeron, oyeron, and construyeron. So, it is best to take a printout of all these verbs and keep repeating them in your mind or writing them down so as to get more and more practice. Now, let us take three other verbs in the preterit form, which is pedir, to ask for, dormir, to sleep, or preferir, to prefer. The yo form of pedir becomes pedí, of dormir becomes dormí, of preferir it becomes preferí. In the tu form, it becomes pediste, in dormir, dormiste, preferir, preferiste. Él, ella, usted, it becomes pidió, durmió, preferió. In nosotros, nosotras, it becomes pedimos, dormimos, preferimos. In vosotros, vosotras, it becomes pedisteis, dormisteis, preferisteis. In ellos, ellas, ustedes, it becomes pidieron, durmieron, and prefieron. Now, let us have a look at the short story. Let us take out a printout and sit with this printout while we are listening to me read it out. So, the title of the short story is Amor Imposible, and it has been written by Ramon the King Cedeño Santana. Focus on the highlighted section, which I will stress out while reading so that you can have a better understanding of all the work that we have done and revise it thoroughly for understanding it truly. Teresa González es una joven de 22 años de edad, trabajadora. Su sueño siempre ha sido superarse y darle un techo a su madre, ya que viven alquiladas y el poco dinero no les alcanza para pagar la renta. Un día, Teresa llega a su trabajo cuando su jefe personalmente la llama. Señorita González, a mi oficina. Pregunta Teresa. ¿Para qué me llamó? Llamó. Pay attention. Llamó. ¿Para qué me llamó, señor? Respondiendo su jefe Antonio. No es para nada malo, sino todo lo contrario. Se acabaron sus problemas. Le voy a dar un ascenso. Cuidado. La palabra se acabaron. Acabaron in the past preterite. Le voy a dar. Le as the indirect object pronoun. Voy a dar un ascenso. Teresa, muy feliz, contesta. Muchas gracias, señor Antonio. Es usted un ángel. No sabe la feliz que me hace. Tranquila, tranquila, dice Antonio. ¿Cómo sabrá? Sabrá, which is again in the future tense, tiene todo un precio. Antonio quería a cambio de ese ascenso que Teresa se acostara con él. Teresa, con ojos aguados, le da una chaquetada a su jefe Antonio y le dice: no soy de esas. Su ascenso déselo a otra. Ahora soy pobre, pero honrada. Ahora, permítame, volveré a mi trabajo. Déselo. Again, an indirect object pronoun and direct object pronoun, which are being joined together with a order, a pedido. Volveré a mi trabajo. Volveré, I will return, which means the future. Antonio sonriendo le contesta: no se equivoca, no volverá a su trabajo, volverá, cuidado, el futuro, a su trabajo, porque a partir de este momento estás despedida. Ahora, fuera de mi vista. Cuando Teresa, llorando y preocupada, llega a su casa, no sabe cómo decirle a su pobre madre que ya no tiene trabajo. Pero lo que no se imagina es que en la casa le espera una peor noticia. Al entrar a su casa, Teresa ve a su madre llorar y le pregunta, ¿por qué lloras, mamá? ¿Ya te dijeron? ¿Decirme qué? Pregunta la madre y Teresa le contesta, que ya no tengo trabajo. La madre sorprendida dice, no lo sabía, Dios mío, más noticias malas. Ahora, ¿qué vamos a hacer, Teresa? Tenemos hasta mañana para desalojar la casa. El señor Marcos la necesita, vacía para mañana. 2 horas después, Gabriel, el mejor amigo de Teresa, le ve llorando en un parque y le pregunta, ¿qué te pasa, Tere? ¿Por qué lloras? Cuando Teresa le explica la situación a Gabriel, él le propone irse a vivir a su casa hasta resolver su problema. Pero Teresa le responde, sería mucha molestia que yo y mi madre vivamos en tu casa. Molestia. Es por tu esposa. No le caigo muy bien a Laura. No, olvídalo, olvídalo. Pero Gabriel insiste y le dice, mira, pero Gabriel insiste y le dice, mira, esa es mi casa y yo llevo a quien yo quiera y ni Laura ni nadie me lo puede impedir. Y tú eres más importante para mí, digo, como amigo, ¿sí? Y a Laura no le gusta. Tendría que aguantarse callada. No le gusta. 3 meses después de que Teresa se mudó en casa de Gabriel, se empiezan a notar cambios de actitud de parte de Laura hacia Teresa. Una mañana, Teresa despierta y encuentra una carta que decía, he visto cómo miras a Gabriel. Te lo advierto, el que juega con fuego algún día se quema. The parts which have been marked bold in the text were read by me with extra emphasis for you to catch them, and they show us the examples of all the grammatical aspects that we have dealt with in this module. They also do a brief revision of all that we have done in the previous modules regarding the future tense, the verbs like gustar, de imperfecto, de preterito, all these have been covered by this little short story that we have dealt with right now. So, to conclude, we would like to emphasize that we have revised almost all the topics that we have dealt with in the last 5 modules, but they will have to be dealt with in a more detailed manner in the advanced grammar paper. We need to do more exercises to learn how to use them. Once learned, these are fun to use. So go ahead, learn and use them and have fun. Thank you.